You're up and locked.
METO power.
METO power. Off on the hour. Off on the hour.
Up flaps.
Up flaps. Gear handle neutral. Hog spruce off. Seatbelt no smoking off.
Climb power.
Climb power. Tower, TWA 98, off on the hour. Over to company frequency.
Skipper, would you like to tell them about our flight?
You better tell them.
Good morning. This is your captain speaking from the cockpit. We're climbing initially to 15,000 feet. Later, we'll go up to 19. Of course, our cabin is supercharged. Our cruising ground speed will be 385 miles an hour. We'll keep you advised of our flight progress. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, please ask one of our hostesses. Thank you.
Have to get to work.
Duncan, come here a minute. See that? Another Connie, coming in from the east. Now, we're at 15,000 feet. Going east like us, flights fly at odd altitudes, like 15 or 17. Planes going the other way fly at even altitudes, like 14 or 16. That Connie there, she's 12,000 feet westbound.
Something like a one-way street up in the sky, isn't it?
It sure is, Doug.
Hi. We have nice Swiss steak today. What would you like to drink?
Milk.
Milk?
Milk.
Milk? Okay, coffee.
Grab your headphones, Duncan. We check in at least every 30 minutes to let them know where we are.
Palm Springs radio, TWA 98, over. TWA 98, Palm Springs 07, 15,000 visual, Blythe 21.
Our first checkpoint was Palm Springs, and we were flying over it at 15,000 feet at 7 minutes after the hour. Visual meant we were flying visual flight rules, where you could see all around us good and clear for a long distance. And Blythe was our next checkpoint. We were estimating over it at 25 minutes after the hour.
That was one of the things I remembered from hostess school. The captain is always served first. And I could see why.
Here you go, Patty. This one's for Mr. Moore.
Now I knew why the airlines have a rule that all hostesses have to be between 5'3" and 5'8".
As the miles went by, it sure felt like the man on the flying trapeze. Or maybe like we were just floating along somewhere in space. But Captain Blackburn told me we were really tied to the ground by invisible wires. I guess like I hold my model planes with guide wires. Only in this case, the wires were radio signals sent out by an omni station. This was the signal of the omni station. It just keeps sending out the same radio signal 24 hours a day.
You're hearing just one omni station at Thermal, California. It transmits day and night a constant signal, TRM. You can see it right here on our map, so we can't get lost.
An Omni station sends out magnetic bearings, just like spokes of a wheel. They're spaced clear across the country, just like signboards on a highway. Come here now a minute, Duncan. This is your captain speaking from the cockpit. We're now coming up over the Grand Canyon. I believe you'll obtain the best view from the left side of the cabin. So please feel free to leave your seats, move about as necessary. And if you have cameras, you're welcome to take pictures. Thank you. Sit down a minute, Duncan. You heard about the automatic pilot. I'll show you how we put it to work. See, you trim it here. Then we set up the three-dimensional control here and gauge the pilot. Then lock the altitude there. We're flying on the automatic pilot.
A jet fighter, about 3 miles to port. Looks like a T-33.
Looks mighty lonesome out there, all by himself.
Nearest jet base is Williams. If he's from there, he's plenty far off base.
It's a student ship. He's lost.
Lost? A jet fighter?
It happens every now and then, Duncan. See? It's undercast beneath us now.
He's coming in on our wing. He's in some kind of trouble, all right.
See if you can raise him.
Jet fighter TWA 98, over.
Try him on emergency standby frequency.
Air Force T-33 TWA 98, over.
His radio's probably dead. Yes, he's signaling no radio. Raise Willie Air Patch, give them our position. Chances are they have an instructor in the area that could pick him up, using us as a fix.
Williams Tower, TWA 98, over.
TWA 98, this is Williams Tower, go ahead.
Williams Tower, TWA 98. We have a T-33 flying on our left wing. He has indicated no radio. We will continue to transmit for intercept fix, over.
Williams Tower to Transworld 98. Have flights in the area, we'll contact leader.
TWA 98, roger.
Don't look so concerned, Duncan. A jet fighter gets on top of the clouds, going like a streak on some combat mission. Then when it's over, he has to locate his position.
And if his radio goes out, he can't get bearings for a safe letdown. Going 8 miles a minute, not much fuel left, and no street signs.
That's where most of our airline pilots come from, the air services. If a young fellow wants to fly for TWA or any of the big airlines, his best bet's let Uncle Sam teach him how.
Is that what you did?
Here comes help now. They must have been right in the neighborhood.
This is Air Force 246, TWA 98. Come in, please.
TWA 98, what can we do for you, Air Force?
Thanks for taking care of Junior. Next time we'll fit his nose for a ring so he won't get lost.
Don't let the CO jump on the cripple. Besides, he did a nice interception on us.
We'll give him dual time in the kitchen on a broom.
Well, he's your pigeon, Air Force. Glad we could be of help. Over and out.
Captain Blackburn told me he'd had a lot of experiences most people never hear about, because they never get written up in papers. Just routine things like today.
Patty, I think she might like a pillow.
Ma'am? Are you comfortable now?
There was so much to see. For Pat, well, it was like all her school books on geography and history coming to life. That desert down there, where all kinds of pioneers had crossed and covered wagons, the Pony Express. And towns that used to be places just to water horses were now big cities. It used to take weeks to cross the desert. Now, it takes just a few hours. But we still had a long way to go. Pat's wondering what it'll be like after the sun goes down, flying through a dark sky looking for New York. Well, she'll see for herself soon enough. And we will too, before our flight is over.